Estamos con las chicas de Eríal Pole, nos están atendiendo.
My name is Alana y Margaret. I have been in Eríal since 2020, and I've been doing pole since 2014 and teaching since 2017.
You?
My name is Alana. I came to Eríal Pole about 5 years ago, and I purchased the studio 3 years ago. So it was just quite the turn of events in my life that led me here, and it's been great. And we've been in this new location for the past 3 years.
¿Cómo estuvo anoche? Acaban de tener el Student Showcase y ¿cómo se sienten hoy?
Yes, I'm feeling much better today because it's over. It's always a lot of preparation, and it was very nice. It's a good time to let the students have an opportunity to prepare something to show all of the skills that they've learned, and it was just a very nice time. And
¿Desde cuándo hacen estas exhibiciones?
I'm not sure. We moved to this new location almost 3 years ago, and we had, I think, 4. This is maybe our 5th since we moved to this, and then in the past, you're doing them at the old location, right?
Yeah, we had been doing them for a few years in the old studio, or few years, a long time. We have always been doing this Friday party at the end of each semester. Yeah. 2 times a year we try to do it in the old location.
Cuando un alumno se sube por primera vez a la exhibición, ¿qué notan en ellas? ¿Qué les dicen después cuando bajan del escenario?
That's a very good question. I think you feel the energy first, really. You feel their stage presence and how they feel being up there, whether it's a bit of nerves but excitement, and it's really cool to see them, the culmination of all of their efforts to learn this routine and all the skills that it takes, and to see it transform from the initial run-throughs to the end performance. And afterwards they say they felt really good. It was a great experience, and they're very happy to have put themselves out there, because it's not an easy thing to do, to perform in front of people. It's not at all. So,
and they get this sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
They are very scared to present themselves and try to choreograph or make something their own, even though there's a teacher making it with them sometimes. But then they presented and they were so nervous, but at the end there's like a relief and a sense of accomplishment. They get so happy. And
es hermoso, sí, eso lo es beautiful.
Yes.
Cada una, ¿cómo llegaron al pole? ¿Y qué la enganchó que no? ¿Cómo llegaron al pole?
I found it personally as just something like an exercise, like a fitness sort of adventure. Just wanted to try something new and get out of just my work life and come and escape. And I think what hooked me was the accomplishment aspect of it. Like from the first class thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this. It's so hard. And then seeing progression week after week, and the community, the girls that were a part of it. I was intimidated at first. I really thought that they were going to be, I don't know what kind of impression that I had of pole dancers or pole people, but it was just a bunch of sweet weirdos like me. And
Okay.
And I think that's part of what hooked me, just this rush of doing hard things and learning, and having all these people around you cheering you on and cheering others on, and how different it can be for other people, for different people. And it's beautiful.
I agree so much. I agree so much. I found pole, it was a very weird thing for me. So I was very into cardio. I was running, I was cycling, and then I had to have surgery, and I lost all of my stamina. And I couldn't bear myself to get into the same thing that I was so good at, but I was just trying to walk again. I was looking for something new, and I saw an advertisement for a tryout class, I decided to try it. I was horrible, but it was so
So
fun. And it was just like she says, there's so many ways to accomplish things. You can make it more flowy, you can make it more beautiful, or you can become stronger, you can do this trick, you can do a dance. There's so many different aspects to pole that you can do. And I decided to do both pole and aerial hoop at the same time because I wanted to do all of it. It was so fun. And then what hooked me was, first of all, the community, because everybody is so friendly, body positivity, nobody cares how you look like. Everybody's just trying to help you get the move. And that's what I love the most about pole.
¿Cuál es su rol en el estudio, en Eríal?
I already answered. I'm a co-owner and sometimes teacher since for 3 years now. And
I have been teaching in Eríal since 2020. I teach pole fitness,
Yes.
and sometimes aerial hoop, and sometimes
Pole
flex and
pole
pole dance.
Pole dance.
And contemporary pole.
Contemporary.
and a bachelorette party.
Bachelorette party.
Sí. Eríal abrió en el 2012. ¿Cómo nació? ¿Quiénes lo armaron?
To my understanding, it was a group of 4 friends who had discovered pole in their own ways. I think I don't know how it was before the internet, before pole was, well, not before the internet, but before pole was all over the internet and before it was so popular now. They wanted a place to do it together. And there were 4 of them, and they went through lots of struggles in the beginning and throughout the entire time. And up until in the last 5 years, there was just one owner remaining. And her name was Anna Loa. And she had been doing this for 10, 12 years by this point. And she has a fiance, and she decided she wanted to start a family. She found out they had to move from the former location. So she put out a call for buyers. She tried to sell the company. She tried for some years to find a new location, to find buyers. She offered to the instructors. And then she started offering to some of the students that had been coming a lot. It was me and one other girl who did silks. And neither of us have experience running a business, especially a fitness studio at all. We just loved the place and the community, and we didn't want to see it go away. We said, should we try this? We didn't even know each other at first. I basically decided to take over because I didn't want to see it go away, and I want to see how I could be a part of it and, well, be a big part of it. And yeah, it's been a real adventure and really challenging but rewarding as well, for sure.
And I just want to add too, so when it was made in 2012, this was the first pole studio in Iceland.
El primero.
There was no pole studio in Iceland. Nothing pole related had come to Iceland before. The poles that they had in the old studio, they were made they were homemade.
Wow. The lira,
the lira,
they were made by metal workers as well. And the mats, these crash mats, they were sewn by, I think, some ship that make upholstery for ships, for boats.
Yes.
They had everything custom made because they couldn't get anything shipped here.
Basically, 4 people with a dream, and they just made it happen. I think it's just incredible.
4 young girls in their early 20s, very young.
¿Cómo es mantener un estudio de pole en un país tan chico? Y si culturalmente hubo alguna resistencia.
As far as I know, I'm not sure. I wasn't here back then in the beginning, but my impression of Iceland is that it can be a bit conservative, but pretty open in a way. I don't know that. I don't think there was much cultural resistance really. to the pole studio is like, oh, that's fun. It's another way to dance. Strip clubs were legal, I think, back then up until 2013 or something. But I don't. Maybe you can answer this better.
I only started pole in 2014, so I don't have the first 2 years of a personal experience. But when I started, there was a little stigma about it being a strip thing or a fitness thing. And a lot of students and teachers were really trying to go away from the strip because of the stigma. And we have, luckily, it has shifted a little bit. So now people are more open to it being exotic and just
Respecting the roots.
yes, exactly.
Because at first they wanted it to be like, oh no, this is exercise. We don't wear heels. We're just really strong. And because they wanted to get away from the feeling that they're strippers. But now there's a lot more of a push to respect that, yes, it did come from strippers and sex workers and marginalized women. And I think it's really good. I'm a civilian, as they call it, in the sex work industry. I've non-stripper and non-sex worker.
Okay.
But I think it's crazy. We very much support sex workers here. We had a performance group that was training with us. They were called Strip Lab, and it was like a performance group and sort of a societal education project almost to take the stigma away a bit. And yeah, we're very proud to respect the roots. And I personally haven't seen much cultural resistance or backlash, but I think I'm in a safe little bubble, maybe. And especially not seeing the Icelandic news or knowing many older Icelandic people that might have a more negative opinion.
¿Acá hacen exótico? ¿Practican exótico?
Yeah.
Sí. ¿Vienen hombres y mujeres o solo mujeres?
Some men, some men practice as well, mostly in like the stronger, not in the exotic way necessarily, but we have some men who are training with us. Are used for
The clothes are used for all of the classes.
the clothes. We have to wear small clothing items to stick to the pole. It's not just for exotic, but the shoes it's for all kinds of pole dancing, not just exotic, but also.
¿Qué rol cumple un estudio de pole en invierno acá en Reykjavik?
That's a really interesting question. I think it definitely plays a role in keeping people's spirits up, because it's really important to leave your home and to exercise, keep moving. And we try to have some events around the winter time. And I think Iceland in general is kind of good at trying to keep spirits up. There's lots of, like, Christmas is very big around here, and there's a light festival in February. But yeah, it's the dark days do get very long and difficult. But yeah, I like to think that we keep
the spirit up.
Exactly. It's always light in here. We want it to be. Do you have anything to?
Well, I just wanted to add an Icelandic cold thing into the mix. We have heaters for the studio in winter, and we tend to like talk about that sometimes. If we lived somewhere else, maybe we wouldn't have to do so much warm up to heat up the poles. In the winter we have to do a little bit extra warm up to heat the poles up. Because it tends to get really cold.
And the grip is much worse.
Oh yeah, the grip is much worse when
Dry
you're cold.
skin and everything.
But in terms of the night and the darkness, I think a lot of people attend classes more often in the fall and the winter time. And for example, the last few days have been sun and hot, and I think people are trying to use the weather when it's nice.
Yes.
And they don't come to the studio as much in the summertime, but in the wintertime they are attending classes more.
¿Quiénes son las personas que llenan el estudio? O sea, ¿qué les dicen que vienen a buscar? ¿Cómo se sienten?
I think that the kind of people that come for a lot of the same reasons that I did, or that Anna did as well in the beginning. It's girls, mostly girls, some guys as well, that want a different way of exercising. There's the gym, of course. There's some very nice big gyms and workout facilities, and lots of other fitness is very big in Iceland in general. But I think these people just want something different, and yeah, we hear a lot of how much they love the atmosphere and the community environment and everything. And I have to say, I'm really proud of that. And I didn't create it, but I like to think I'm helping sustain it. And it's a lot to do with the instructors and the people that came. And the people are anywhere from a group of 22-year-old girls that performed in the showcase last night and had the routine choreographed by one of our teachers that has been here for so long, to women in their 50s. We have a few of them as well that are still trying to just keep fit and keep strong. And we have a few neurodivergent people, especially some of the men that come. They tend to be a bit different, and it's beautiful, and it really helps them. There's one in particular that is an amazing story. He has just really found his stride here, and it has really helped pull him out of a pit of just spending all day sleeping in his room and all night on his computer and going to the bars and nerding out with the bartenders about something. But now he is just obsessed with pole and dancing in his dragon costume, and he is becoming more functional by the day. And it's stories like this that make it worth it. And it's all kinds of people. It's people that come twice a week for their classes and maybe nail a new trick or two, and then it's people that are here for as many classes as they can come to and help plan events and perform in the showcases. And that's an amazing mix of weirdos.
Yes, I agree with that. People are coming here for the diversity, and they feel that we are inclusive. Like we welcome everyone,
as long as you're not a creep.
No perverts or creeps,
or mean.
But I think all of these. Well, I like that you call them weirdos, because we are all weirdos here, and we are all weirdos together, and the community.
Everyone can be themselves.
Yes, and it feels like a family. We are all helping each other, supporting each other, and it's really fun in class. At least most of my students talk about this. So when they have been trying to do a move, and then somebody, maybe me as the instructor or a student, will say, "Oh my God, you're doing it." And then everybody shifts their focus to this one person who is accomplishing the move for the first time, and everybody cheers. This is what we love to see, and everybody is supporting each other.
Y la pregunta es, ¿cómo sintieron que Eríal dejó de ser una escuela para convertirse en una comunidad?
Sí, I think I've never necessarily seen it as a school.
No.
Although some people do, and I want to think that we are providing that as well. Like I said, there are some people that come for their 2 classes a week to progress in their tricks or in their dance, and that's great. But that's never really how I've seen. Of course, everyone wants to progress and get better. But we do have very qualified instructors, and many people take private lessons with the intent goal in mind. I think we can kind of say it's a bit of both, but I'd say community and overall training grounds more than a school with actual grades and levels and things like that.
¿Hacen competencias?
More, I think they used to.
We did. Pole Theater has come here once, and there's another pole studio in the Reykjavik area that held their own competitions, and also held an Icelandic competition for everybody in Iceland, but there is nothing anymore.
We have some of our instructors do compete. They travel internationally or submit, especially during COVID. I think there were some video submission competitions, and some of our instructors do compete. But overall, it's more like there are performances, and showcases and things like that, but not competitions.
No.
Not at this point. No. We sell poles through X pole, like that people can use in their homes, and many people do that as well, and some don't practice in the studio.
¿Qué cambios ven en una alumna que entra después, no sé, a los 6 meses? ¿Qué les cuentan? ¿Qué les dicen?
I think the biggest thing is confidence, increased confidence. And they say things like, I had one girl in a bachelorette party last week. This is not 6 months in, this was not even 60 minutes in. And she said, this was crazy. You showed me I could do things that I never thought I could do. And that's just from one short class. We definitely see a lot of students mostly increase confidence and just come out of their shells a little bit more, be more active in the just talking to other people. I saw it within myself as well. Even it became a priority for me. I started having boundaries with my job, which was very important for me in the beginning. And I think there are some other people that do as well. And as a teacher,
I decreased my main job to 90% to be able to contribute more time at the studio.
¿El momento más difícil que tuvieron que pasar en estos años?
Before my time, probably COVID, the pandemic time, because it was just a big limbo of whether they could have classes with how many people. But I started 20 after all of that. I think the hardest moment of the project since I've been here was the move to this location. We went from a giant space with 2 separate rooms, another room that was a gym, and another room that was a private practice room, to just this space. We only had this one space. And we were trying to keep all of the things going, like not just pole, but keeping the hoop and the silks going as well. And that was very challenging. Making the schedules, keeping good scheduling so that the aerial people felt that they were still being included, even though they're a much smaller group. It was very difficult we did lose some people, of course, in the move because just location. It was a good downtown location. It was more centrally located. Parking was more difficult, but it's really paid off. And we then got the other space as well, so we have a lot more opportunities to keep up with other things that are going on. And now it's paying rent is the hardest because it's ridiculous. But I think that's,
and also because we only have classes in the evenings,
Mhm.
so we don't have a lot of classes, so it's hard to get enough money to pay the rent.
that's
Sí,
true.
fue-
We do well enough. Yes. No, I think most pole studios are not very. It's hard everywhere because it's very expensive.
Aprendí sobre el pole, algo que todavía no entienda.
I think I would like them to understand how hard it is. It's just a pretty funny aspect of it, especially men trying it for the first time. They come out sweating. Wow, I have a new respect for you all. I think it would be nice to see more people recognizing the sport aspect of it, because you see people that are very experienced, and especially people on the internet just doing these beautiful moves and like, oh, it looks so easy, I can do that. No, absolutely not. And that it is also respect, like I said before, I would like to see more people respecting the roots. And even though it is a fitness method, there are many different ways that you can practice and you can perform and things. I think too many people have tried to just say, oh no, I'm just working out, and that it's okay that it came from strippers, that it shouldn't be stigmatized just because it came from strippers, and we shouldn't try to get away from that. And I think people, especially outsiders, see it as kind of binary. It's you're either doing flips and crazy tricks, or you're dancing in a bikini and dancing for money or whatever. And it's not like that. It's everything in between. It's both. It's neither. And it's just very nuanced and very and not even, it's not so scary maybe. even though it is scary.
I kind of want to go the opposite route, just because I work with a lot of, I don't want to be disrespectful to say older women, but they're over 50, let's say. And usually, because they follow my social media, and they usually say, oh my God, it's so hard. I could never. I kind of want to say, yes, it's hard, but remember, your first class is not climbing or going upside down. Your first class is standing on the floor and holding the pole. I kind of want to advertise pole as everybody can do it.
Yes, very good point.
Yes, everybody can do it. Just come and try it out, because it's hard, but your first class is just easing into it. And your first course, we call it pole intro, because it's just an introduction to pole. And you can wear long pants. You don't need grip on the pole first. And we're going to be walking around the pole and just getting to know it, and how can we use our body to express some kind of dance moves or femininity. Or if you want the fitness aspect of it, we have a lot of exercises in our intro groups to build our strength. And that's what the first course is for, building strength so you can do a climb later. It's not the first class that you have to be scared of.
Pole can be for everyone.
Yes.
But it is hard.
Yes,
there
is
is
hard.
a lot that goes into it.
Yes. It can mean whatever you want.
Yes.
If you want to come here and practice to be a stripper, you can do it. But if you want to come here just because you want to dance, that's also fine. And
so many people now is coming back to mental
exactly. We see a big difference in that, I think.
Absolutely.
I think we're seeing more women coming to exotic classes and trying to feel sexy again and stuff.
Exactly. I think we answered this a lot with the community aspect. We have built a community, and we're continuing to do that, and building confidence in people, and just building some other events, and just a place where people can come and learn more about themselves, learn more about other people, learn more about the sport itself, and just it's basically building community and building confidence.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to how we built this community is by doing the Friday showcases
and different little parties.
We have parties, and we have different kind of classes. We have the pole, and then after class we will say, remember, you can always take conditioning to progress, and you can take flex classes to get more flexible. We're always like
aerial classes. We have handstands classes right now, and we also have an option where people can come and train on their own when there's no one when there are no classes or anything. That's nice for people who want to have different schedules and want to work on things on their own, and they might be here at the same time, and they might have to then train with someone else. So we're just building up a space, hopefully like a safe space for people to fulfill their dreams.
And that's something you said, like safe space. I just wanted to underline that, because it's really important to us that everybody feels safe and secure. And if ever there's a problem, Alana will tackle it right away, or someone else. But I just wanted to say she's very good at figuring out if there's a problem, somebody feels uncomfortable. We just handle it, and we try to include everyone and help them feel safe.
Because it is a very vulnerable sport, because we're not wearing many clothes, and that's just how it is, and it's mostly women. And we've had only a few instances that there's been someone making people kind of uncomfortable, and that we deal with that. But I think we're very lucky that we haven't had very much of that.
And there's always an understanding.
Yes.
So it's usually just misunderstandings, and we just discuss it, we fix it, and
move on.
¿Qué sueñan para Eríal dentro de los próximos 5 años?
In the next years for Eríal, I basically want to see us keep growing, keep bringing more people in to the classes, to the community, and be able to have all different sorts of classes, and even classes during the daytime, because there are people with various schedules that think they can't do it because they have to be here on certain days. But yeah, I just want to see us expand even more. Not necessarily the space. The space is fine. It would be great to move to a bigger space, higher ceilings and things. And also collaborating with, maybe even more collaboration with even the other studios. There's a big circus community that I'm getting to be a little bit of a part of. And I'd like to see more collaboration with them because they're doing some amazing shows and amazing work. And some of our instructors are part of that circus community as well. And I would like to see maybe bringing in international competition, having some more international, not recognition, but a little bit. Like we have some instructors coming from abroad to teach workshops and things. And that's always really fun. But I think we're on a good track. I could do more in terms of marketing and things, but there's always more that we can do. And I think I just want to see us grow and come do more performances, more competitions, things like that.
¿Quieren competir? ¿Qué dijo de la competencia? Sí, claro. Teniendo en cuenta que hace 3 años compraron este lugar para que no se perdiera. ¿Qué creen que perdería la comunidad de Reykjavik si cerrara el local?
Well, they would definitely very much miss this place and the time, the space to have their training and their exercise and their fellowship with others. I think there's always, I said, there's very nice gyms. There's always cheaper places and ways to exercise, but people keep coming back for a reason. And I think they would definitely miss that. They would miss all of the pain and the fear and everything.
I know a few people who would be just heartbroken.
Yes, completely. Like we're not having classes on Monday, and some people are like, no, it's just one day. We need one day, please. But we don't have classes usually on Saturdays or Sundays. But when we change one thing that out of the norm, like no, don't take my pole away. So I think it would be very sad. No, not tomorrow.
Same. It gave me a, what is it, like a passion. Paul gave me a passion to keep going.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you very, very, very much. Hermoso y bueno, es bellísima historia.
Gracias.
Bueno, chao. Nos vemos.